3, 2, 1, go.
Everybody to the Triad of the Force podcast, a podcast from 3 Puerto Rican friends coming together to do deep dives into Star Wars and other nerd-related media. This is season 3, episode 18. And if you've been listening to us recently, you know we've been a smidge obsessed with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just a bit.
Oh my God.
Sadly, that ride has been done. It's over. We're done.
Our watch has ended. Yeah.
But we do live in the best era to be a Star Wars fans because there's so much goodness coming our way. Next up, Andor and Bad Batch, that they overlap. That's going to be kind of annoying, but we're going to push through. And obviously now, as we did with Obi-Wan's Thirst Cave, we must speculate. Or how is it that you like to say?
I forgot about that, yeah.
Speculate responsibly?
Speculate responsibly.
It was a thirst cave.
It was
a thirst
he was
cave,
thirsty in there. He was, in more ways than one, I guess.
It was fantastic. But yeah, now we have more shows to talk about. The trailers look amazing. But before we get started, Goose, something happened to you recently, and you're very excited. I know. Oh.
For anyone that is listening to the podcast version and audio and not on YouTube, I just whipped out, well, that sounds dangerous. I just pulled up a bottle of Medallion Light, which is the best Puerto Rican beer out there. And for anyone who needs context, I live in Chicago, and in Chicago, we hadn't had Medallion Light for the longest time. And I was very jealous because the East Coast, for the most part, has had Medallion for a couple of years now. And Nani's brother, whom I went to celebration with, would always rub that in my face that he lives in Florida and he has easy access to Medallion Light. And before, when he lived in Pennsylvania, he would also have easy access to Medallion Light, and I did not. So finally, I am able to drink the nectar of the Puerto Rican gods. Yuki Yu is here with me. I am sitting in a semi with a guanin, just drinking Medalla here in Chicago. Anyone that don't know those words, get up on your Taino history because I feel good. I am loving it. I feel like I'm back home all of a sudden without the palm trees, but it is beautiful. Yeah, Medallion Light, if you're listening, Medallion Light, if you're listening, just sponsor us. Why wouldn't you? We are the best Puerto Rican Star Wars podcast.
Look at all of that. Look at all of that. Compliments just from a sip.
Just from a sip. Look at this beautiful bottle. Oh my God, just sponsor us. I will shill for Medallion Light. Yes.
I got the palm trees.
Mo has the palm trees.
I'll shill for Medalla as hard as they want me to. If you just give me free cases of Medallion Light beer, I will shill. I will shill harder than I do for Star Wars. You heard it here first, folks. I will sell myself out for beautiful golden Puerto Rican beer. That's all I have to say about that. I'm just very happy.
You look very, very happy, actually.
I am very happy.
You do kind of need a beach, though. It tastes better ice cold on the beach. It does.
It does. That is something that I've had an issue with here in Chicago, is that I feel like, and I don't know if this is like a American thing or just like a Midwest thing, but like people here do not make their beers as cold as they could be. Like when you go to Puerto Rico, you go to a bar, you get a beer and like it's the best temperature ever because it's like cold enough to like have little icicles in it, and it's just like almost frozen but not quite there, and it just like comes down. It's just a beautiful amount of like cold refreshment. And here it's just like beers here are just cold, and I'm just like, okay, that's
not
fine, but not good enough. I've been spoiled by my island upbringing and nothing else.
Just as a counterpoint, it might be that it's way hotter here, and when you drink the cold, it feels way colder.
There's icicles. Science. It's science. There's no icicles in the beers here.
That's moisture. Of course, there's gonna be icicles. It's super
warm
outside.
I don't care about your logic.
Look, my water has icicles.
No, it's different. I swear it's different. Yeah. Well, we will need to ask Carl Sagan, the Carl Sagan gods about
the existential
the
issues of
temperature
the
of
coldness
Sagan,
of beer.
the Lord Sagan.
Okay, well, as much as we
do it better.
actually love Medalla, we're not here that much to talk about beer. We're here to talk about Star Wars.
We could make this a beer podcast if you want.
Oh, I don't drink beer much, so
that is true. That is true.
It will be a goose bench.
Yeah, we could talk about Scotch.
We can talk about Scotch.
We can talk about water.
We can talk about
water.
I don't know how much we can, like, how many episodes we can have about that, but
Oh, there could be a lot.
You underestimate the power of
water.
the H2O.
the power of bottle. I mean, it's the most important thing to keep everyone alive. However, taste-wise, I'm not so sure how much we can dig into it.
I disagree. But
Anyway, this is a massive, massive tangent, people. Come on, focus.
As it should be. As it should be. Yeah.
Anyway, so if you listen to our podcast at all, you will know that I hate trailers, and because
Yeah.
because I love being surprised and I don't like it everything in your face. But you have to give it to the House of Mouse. They do know how to advertise themselves, because the trailers for Andor and Bad Batch were fucking amazing.
Mhm.
They don't really tell you anything, which is great. You're just left wanting more. So they did not bother me at all, because all we know for sure is that our real Lord and Savior, Gungi,
Gungi or
has
Gungi,
returned.
whatever you prefer. I prefer Gungi because it sounds cuter. Has returned. God damn it. I was so happy when I saw that in the trailer. I do apologize about making you watch trailers, but you signed a contract about
It's a sorry,
podcasting.
not sorry.
And it's just
Yeah.
like, I won't make you see all the trailers, just
Yeah.
the ones that we need to
At
discuss
least,
on the
at
show.
least the teaser.
At least the Star Wars ones. At least the Star Wars ones. But holy crap, hola. Obviously they premiered in Star Wars Celebration, so like I saw those there. So it was a weird experience, because past celebrations they would live cast the panels on the Star Wars show floor on the main floor, so like everyone can see it, even if you didn't get into the panel. But this year they did not do that, which I thought it was very weird decision. So we didn't get a chance to like watch it at the same time as everyone was watching it. So we had to wait a little bit until they like after the panel was over, and then they like were showing it on the convention floor. And oh my god, but it was like mind blowing, especially Andor. I mean, I don't know if we want to talk about Andor or Bad Batch first, but Andor just blew my mind, especially because that was a show that I wasn't too thrilled about to begin with. I was just like, okay. I mean, now that I'm against it, I'll take all the Star Wars I can get. Don't get me wrong. I'm like equal opportunities. Like, hey, I wasn't thinking that I want this, but I prefer more Star Wars than no Star Wars. So Andor came out, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I don't know what we can really do with this, considering that we already saw Rogue One.
It's gonna be a prequel of a prequel of a prequel.
A prequel of a prequel of the side story of the spin-off. So I was like, oh. But then that trailer changed my mind, and I was like, okay, well, I'm an idiot, clearly. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. My responsible speculation is clearly
Wrong.
not very responsible. Because that trailer is like, just rocked my socks off, especially like just the intro with the dude just playing the metal drum anvil thing. I was just like, what? Oh, most got the. I didn't notice that you got the drumsticks. It rocked my world. So I'm rambling. So Mo, what did you think? What did Andor do for you?
I love the beginning. It brought back like those memories of like there's like all of like this tranquil like town. Like they seem like peaceful and like very. It brought back kind of like Thailand, very meditation. Like you hear like the gongs going on, and like, you know, it's like it starts the beginning of the day. But then this is like the ritual. Like then it shows like a ritual to like defend themselves. It's almost like this like beautiful mixture of like cultures and like survival. And then we get Palpy. Like, Palpy. Palpy on the flesh. Not not a hollow, not a voice. It's like we just get the Senate, Papa Poppy.
I am the Senate. Oh my god, that blew my mind. Seeing like prequel era like Coruscant, and like I was just like, oh my god, it looks so good. Because I mean, the Senate always looked cool, like in the prequels, but they just gave it that Rogue One aesthetic from the film. Because I don't know how you guys felt about it, but for me, like Rogue One, the aesthetic of the whole movie itself, like the CGI and like the staging and like how everything looked, just felt a little different from how all the other Star Wars things have looked so far. It has like a more tangible aspect to it that some of the other Star Wars CGI and like
was a little too fantastical
production, and other production have. And not to say that it looks bad, it's just that like the Rogue One just looks like different, and I'm really, really happy that
they kept that
show kept that Rogue One aesthetic, because it just looks so good. It looks even bigger than, because we were talking about Obi-Wan looking amazing and how it's like pushing the boundaries of the volume, but Andor looks even better
just from the trailer, so we don't even know.
And this is me without being paid by Disney to say it. And like this show looks better than the previous show that looked better than the previous one. They just keep pushing the bounds of like what the technology can do, even though I think that they've done more on location filming, because I think especially like those scenes you were talking about, Mo, when they're like in the fog
town.
or wherever in the town, like in front of the river and stuff. I think that was definitely on location. So maybe that's why, because they're like expanding and combining like volume and real locations to like make it feel a little bigger than the volume is able to give you. But it was beautiful. How about you, Nanny? What did you feel, considering that you were the anti-trailer person?
It was amazing. I got goosebumps just watching it. It was you could even feel the tension just in that one little trailer. So if they keep that amount of tension like throughout the show, if just even a little bit, it's going to be something amazing to watch. And like we were saying, Mo, that the whole banging of the anvil and the metal, and then they use the sound throughout, and then that becomes kind of like the soundtrack of the trailer, was genius. And it made me feel very like light the beacons of Gondor. Like this is
yes. Oh my God, I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
Yes. And because it kind of rings out, and then people keep ringing it, and it's just like that signal of we're at the newborn rebellion hide. It's so good. And I love because they had advertised it that it was supposed to be like the spy thriller kind of thing. And I didn't really know how that was going to work, but just looking at it, just those hints of what's happening, those hints of Mon Mothma in the Senate.
Oh, my beloved Mon Mothma.
And I mean, it is a Rogue One story, which was amazing. I love Rogue One. I didn't think I was going to like Rogue One, and it's one of my favorites. And you get to see, even if it's, from the rebellion's perspective, we get to see a lot of Imperial stuff, which is really cool, because there's so much of the workings of the Empire that we've never really gotten to see. And if it's going to be this whole like kind of infiltrating that they're doing, and then you see like the actual inner workings, I think it's going to blow our minds. With the facilities that we've seen only in the trailer, like glimpses of, I can't even imagine what we're going to get.
So good, especially like in how they're framed in the trailer, right? With like Diego Luna. A shout out to Diego Luna, my boy, representation, our Mexican homeboy, like doing the heavy lifting for us, like Latinas out there.
Who looks exactly the same, by the way.
Who looks well, he is like the Keanu Reeves of Mexico, basically. He is a vampire. He does not age. He looks better than he did in Havana Nights. So
probably
kudos to him. Kudos for him fighting back when he got cast as Cassian in Rogue One and saying like, I'm not doing an accent. I'm keeping my Mexican accent. And it's like, doing the heavy lifting in the Star Wars community, in the Star Wars acting community, for all the representation. So kudos to him. And to that point, actually, I was very surprised by all the representation in the show. Actually, there was a lot of diversity. I feel like in a lot of the shots that we were shown, of like all the different people that we had there. And I don't know if you guys are familiar, But and I don't know if anyone listening is familiar, but we also have a Puerto Rican in that cast.
Yeah.
In the way of Adria Arjona. I mean, she's mixed, so I think she's Puerto Rican. And what? Oh my God, I forgot what else she is, because she's.
Guatemalteca.
Is that what Ricardo Arjona is? Because that's her father. Actually.
Colombiano, no me acuerdo.
One of the. Well, I don't want to.
Don't.
Let's look it up. Let's look it up real quick. And anyone that doesn't know, Ricardo Arjona.
Yeah, Guatemala.
Guatemalteca. Okay,
you
so
were
she's
right,
Guatemalteca and Puerto Rican, and she's daughter of Ricardo Arjona, which is one of the biggest Latin American singers out there. So, some people don't like his music. I think it's good, but whatever. We can talk about that in another. Yeah. Oh my God, especially those first couple of albums.
Yep.
Oh, and raised in Mexico, so she's
so she's all over. She's all over the place, and she's friends with our new friend Marise Alvarez.
Shout out Marise, we love you.
So shout out to Marise, we love her. Oh my God, that was such a fun episode. If you haven't listened to it, go and listen to it right now. We didn't even talk. She's so good that she just like took over the interview and just like talked about everything. It was wonderful.
It was
because
amazing.
Every question that I thought we had to ask her, we didn't even have to ask her because she would just hit those points. She's the best. We love her. She's la jeva, la diva, la potra. I said it back then. I say it again. Marise, we love you. And we wish you all the success in the world. Yes. So Adria Arjona now part of Andor. And I just saw her. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I saw Father of the Bride, like the new.
Oh, it was so good.
The Latinx remake
version of it
for HBO Max.
Con Gloria Estefan.
I loved it. I loved it so much more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, so did I.
It was so good. I mean, the thing is, I was expecting like a comedy remake, the same as Steve Martin's Father of the Bride, which is amazing. I love that movie.
Yeah,
but
I
like that they
didn't.
Yeah. I like that they didn't go the same route. I mean, it's still a comedy. But it's more serious a little bit. So, oh my God, I loved it so much. And Adria was on that movie. I did not know that she was in that movie. And all of a sudden she pops up and I'm like, hey girl, you're making it. You're making it. You're doing it. With Gloria Estefan and Andy Garcia.
It was so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone, please watch it. Especially all you non-Latinx people. You need to watch that movie so you can understand a little bit more about the Latinx dynamics in Hispanic families, because I think they nailed it. Like I was watching, I was like, that's it.
Mm-hmm. That's how that works.
That is a Latin family. So it's so heartfelt. It's beautiful. Great. It's beautiful. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good job. The only problem is that Andy Garcia is a conservative, but he's still a great actor. So, and he's handsome as AF. He's always dressed to the nines. I love Andy Garcia. But anyway, that's not Andor.
The last Godfather.
He was. Even though he's Cuban, but he's back then. Yeah. Cuban and Italian,
whatever. A terrible movie, but whatever.
I haven't seen the recut. They did say that
I haven't seen it.
The new version is better, so we need to do that. We need to do our homework there and watch it.
Back to Star Wars.
Back to Star Wars. Sorry. It's just like I'm watching so much stuff lately that my mind is everywhere. But yeah, the trailer was amazing. But let's talk about like what we think is gonna be happening like on that show, because there was a lot of things that I caught in the trailer. Like I saw clone troopers, obviously I saw stormtroopers, and there was Imperial stuff, there was prequel stuff. So what do we think is gonna happen based on that? Again, speculating responsibly. So Mo, let's start with you. Like what vibe did the trailer give you of things we will be seeing in the show, or at least that you hope we will be seeing based on what the trailer gave us?
I think, and I'm gonna piggyback what Nani was saying, like we're gonna see like this whole like the behind the scenes of the Empire, like like, and even the words that in the trailer, like talking about like, oh, they're all like fat and just
my
like
love that.
And like
fat and satisfied,
comfortable and satisfied, and
drink.
And then you see like it's like they so you can see like the dichotomy of like, oh, we're doing this for the betterment, like to be better for the whole galaxy, but in reality it's only better for the ruling class, the
hypocrisy
empire.
of the excess.
So I would love to see that. I would also love to see like we also, if they gave us a glimpse of Palpatine, I want to see now. I feel like
Papa.
it'll
Papa.
be there's gonna be like a more involved Palpatine, like because it is still like the halfway or early stages of the Empire. Like
Yeah.
Right.
you have to have a lot more like
Yeah.
an
He has to be
emperor.
more involved. Yeah.
There has to be an emperor for the
Yeah,
Empire to
it could
work,
fall
so
apart at any moment
Yeah.
because it's so new.
it's still so new. So
Yeah.
And we saw that scene of the Senate. So
yeah,
Yeah.
so
he,
The
he
Senate's
is the
still
Senate.
around.
So
Yep.
he is.
so-
Oh,
He
at
is
that
the
point,
Senate, so he has
at
to
that
be
point,
there.
he's just the Emperor. Like so,
Yeah.
he's the Empire.
yeah.
I mean, he doesn't disband the Senate until
Episode
New
4.
Hope.
Yeah.
so.
So at this point, like, yeah, the Senate is
Yeah.
active, but that's really what I liked about that little fleeting scene of Mon Mothma in the Senate is that, like, if you notice and you pause the video, like, you see all the Senate pods from episode 1, and I mean from the prequels, but like most of them, if not, I mean half of them, if not most of them, are like turned off, which I think is a really cool visual because it's like, oh well, they're
What's happening? Yeah.
either destroying, not
Mhm.
destroying the system, but like, canceling Dantooine or whatever is happening, but like the Senate is slowly like being
Yeah.
dismantled.
Yeah,
And I
and
thought that
made
was a cool
useless.
visual of that
Yeah.
because like now it's just it's a hollow shell of what the Republic used to be. So I agree. I really want to see like that background stuff, which I think we will, right? Because Mon Mothma is in the
Yeah.
show. So
Yeah.
I would expect also our other Puerto Rican boy to be there, Jimmy Smits.
Mhm.
Jimmy Smits, Bail Organa to be there doing the, negotiations with Mon Mothma, but what the rebellion should be, doing all the back. Oh my God, more Jimmy Smits, please, more. Every time he shows up in the post prequel era, it's just such a so much happiness in my face every time I see. Because I remember Rogue One when he just steps out of the shadows. He's like,
Yeah.
and just like gives all the. I was like, yes, please, more Jimmy.
Well,
And then obviously in Obi-Wan,
we got the version of him that's like the best dad in Star Wars, basically.
Ah,
Yeah.
And now we get
move
to
over,
see
Mando.
him.
Yeah,
And if we get to see him now in Andor, doing this transition between like still being part of the Senate, but being a part of the budding rebellion,
Mhm.
I think would be really cool to see both of that. I think it would be really cool to see also like Mon Mothma, not just like how she decides
Yes.
that she's like part of the Senate, but starts the rebellion. But like, I don't know. There's so much psychological awesomeness that could happen, and to understand a lot of these characters that we've
Mhm.
revered, but to see them from a different angle now. So I don't know. I'm just really excited.
well,
I was
that's the cool thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like see a character that like
Mhm.
has become mythical because
Yeah.
of like her couple seconds in Return
of
of the
being a
Jedi.
badass.
It's just like, and then like,
Yeah.
we literally know nothing about her.
Yeah.
We just saw that she's the leader of the rebellion. She's there and
Mhm.
says, some Buttons died to give us this information. And that's it. And now to actually see her fleshed out, it's just like, yes, here we go. Mon
Yeah.
Mothma, please.
Or
I'm so excited. So excited for that. But going forward now, what do you think we're gonna see beyond everything like the spy thriller stuff? Are you anything that you expect to see from the show now with like the small glimpse that we got in the teaser?
I have no idea. I
And I love
honestly,
that.
I just want to keep my mind open for everything that's gonna come our way. I don't like when you think too hard and try to make it be what you want it to be, you kind of ruin it. So
Yes,
you kind of
100%.
have to let it be its own thing. So I have really no idea. I'm just really excited that we are getting a glimpse into the Empire, and
Mhm.
possibly from people who like Tala in Obi-Wan, who are part of the Empire and realize maybe as they're doing their duties that they're not what they seem, and to see
Mhm.
kind of that swish, and to see the people that really believe the Empire is doing good, and maybe the
Right.
rationalizations of, oh wait, no, but they have a reason for that, it's okay. So I don't know, I think it's going to be really cool to watch. I'm really excited. I wasn't like you, Goose. I was actually really excited for it from the beginning when they announced it, because I loved the character. I love Diego Luna, and now I'm even more excited. So
100%.
I think it's gonna be great, and it just looks amazing. And if
Looks
they can
good.
do that soundtrack awesomeness with just the trailer,
Something I was thinking
Okay.
about though was, and not to set myself up for disappointment, But we do know that.
But you will.
But I will, because we have to speculate.
But I will. Mhm.
We have to speculate, and I mean, this is not to say that I'm not gonna like the show. This doesn't happen. That's not it. But we do know that Diego Luna, the Cassian, he was a fulcrum at one point before the events of Rogue One, and we know that Ahsoka was fulcrum as well. So I wonder, especially since like Disney likes to do their synergy with all these properties, I wonder if at some point, maybe not in this, maybe not in this season, but maybe season 2, if Ahsoka shows up exactly to kind of connect the shows and give him the mantle of fulcrum in some way, and then that connects also with the path in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know if then that's an avenue to do a spin-off of Obi-Wan / Cassian of like the path itself, and have Quinlan Vos show up. But
Please.
I think it's an interesting avenue, although I do like the perspective of Rogue One, right, that the show is having, which is like, okay, let's be as detached as possible from the Jedi and just be like the boots on the ground, normal people that are just like fighting that war without any magic powers. So like I do like that perspective, but I think it would be also cool to kind of connect it right to Ahsoka
And I
a little
think
bit.
that's actually a good transition, because it actually now makes sense why they might overlap Bad Batch and Andor, because in Bad Batch we saw that they might be helping with the path.
They have it figured out. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Can you imagine if that's what they're doing? It's like Bad Batch season 2 is about the path, because we got our boy. He's back. Our beloved Gungi is back with his beautiful green lightsaber and his beautiful little tooth. Oh my god, I love. That was the best. That was the best. Like I was excited for Bad Batch season 2, the same way I'm excited for like all Star Wars stuff. But the moment that Gungi turned on his lightsaber, was just like, this is gonna be the best series in the history of the universe.
I mean, that is the best lightsaber of all time.
That is very true. That is very true.
That is a fact.
Hasbro, get on it. Make that lightsaber.
We will
buy
lightsaber.
It. We will buy
so
it.
good.
Make it out of real wood.
Let them figure out to make it out of real wood, and let's wait until we have enough money to buy whatever is made out of lightsaber made out of real wood.
Amazing.
Praise be to the Gungi gods. Oh my god, our beautiful Wookiee boy.
And we saw there's gonna be more Wookiee presence. I saw like another a bigger Wookiee kind of like doing its war cry. So
I'm very excited for
so
Bad
it's always
Batch.
better.
You know? It's so yes,
Always.
and Omega has like her armor finally. She's part of the batch with like her little helmet and stuff. And it's like yes. Like now you're integrated.
She was starting to like get into the whole archery thing, but then she's a total badass at this point. I love that they're keeping that kind of like it looked like a game look, which it's incredibly amazing. I don't know how. I mean, it's just the trailer and the art, the animation already looks even better than last time. It looks like we've said again. It looks bigger again. We got an animated version again of the Senate. And we're getting animated Papa Palpatine too.
Papa.
It's Papa Palpatine time, you know.
I just saw the latest season of Stranger Things, so I'm just gonna call Papa Palpatine Papa now from now on.
No, that's so creepy.
Exactly.
It's so creepy.
Precisely. That's why.
Precisely.
Because it makes total sense.
Oh my god.
Papa's back.
Papa's back.
But I love the whole thing about how the whole intro, like you can buy your freedom, you can do all these things, like we're already free.
And she's like, is that what you think?
Are you sure? Are you sure? Have you looked around? Have you seen? And then you get the Senate scene. Oh, so good.
I am the Senate. And it's like, oh, our boy.
Papa Palpatine.
It's like it's our evil boy and our good boy. It's like Papa Palpatine and Gungi. It's like we're being fed well, people. We're being fed well. We have our good boys, our bad boys, and everyone's coming together. It's like cross media. It's like I love it, because I didn't put that together, Nani, until you just said it about Bad Batch actually connecting to the path. So
it would make
that's
sense.
kind of cool. That's kind of cool. And this is a perfect avenue to bring in Quinlan Vos, actually, because They already have animated assets of Quinlan Vos because we already
Mhm.
obviously had him in Clone Wars. So
Yep.
Yep.
this is does that mean we're gonna get animated Tala?
Possible,
Ooh,
possible.
possible.
So does that mean we're gonna get animated? I forgot the robot's the droid's name.
Who was
And
fantastic.
see more of that see more of that droid
That budding
lady
romance.
romance. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. See it blossom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got 16 episodes, so we're my
We-
friends. We are people that say that Star Wars is dead. You, my friend, come
There's
back to
so
the light.
much.
Come back to the light. You are wrong, my friend. We are living in the best time for Star Wars. Look at how much we're eating. Look at how all these books. We're in a buffet. We're in a buffet of
It's
Star Wars.
delicious.
It's delicious. And in a buffet, you don't eat everything that's there, right? There's some things you just pass on, but you still eat from it. So Star Wars
You
is the same
sample.
thing.
You sample.
You sample some things you might not
Mhm.
like. Just skip that dish. But there's so much. There's something for everybody. This is amazing. It's a smorgasbord. It's like it's overwhelming to an
Mhm.
extent, which actually leads me to a question. Bad Batch and Andor are going to have an overlap of when
Yeah.
they're going to be released. How do we feel about that? Especially not because they're being released like in the same time period, but they're going to be released on the same day, which is on Wednesdays. Do we think that they should have spread those shows out to like give animation more hierarchy so it just sits on its own and people can watch
Yeah.
it? Because sadly, live action trumps animation for the most part, so people will be engaging more. Hopefully they engage with it the same, but people will be
Yeah.
engaging more with Andor than they will with Bad Batch because of that overlap. So, two questions: would we have preferred that they would have been separated and have different release dates, or do we prefer that they be released on different days so that people have time to watch them at different times and digest them independently? Go, Nan.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's anything Marvel released at the time, right? So they could have done Wednesday and Friday like they used to do with the Marvel
Mhm.
stuff. But now that we started talking about the overlap of the path, it might be on purpose. That one leads to the other, and that's
Oh
why
my
they
God, I like
planned
it.
it that way. I mean, they're really good at doing this at this point. So I was really kind of pissed about it because it's going to make our life harder.
Yes,
But
agreed.
now I'm thinking that this is
First world problem.
purposeful, and I think it's going to be good.
Oh my God, you rocked my world a little bit. Okay, Mo, what do you think? Yeah.
I'm more cynical. I'm like, they're just doing it for the money, Like,
Do
they
two
know.
at a time. Just do it.
Well, no, they know cartoons are not their most selling, but they know that
Mhm.
if you're engaged at Star Wars, you consume whatever. Oh, there's something new, so you scratch the itch, and you get whoever.
And go to the next and play next on Disney
Yeah.
Plus.
So
Next
Or-
on, click.
Or it could be both. The path and the money.
the money comes first.
Two
The-
birds with one
it's
stone.
Disney. The mouse is like Scrooge McDuck and DuckTales, just diving into that vault of gold coins. Oh my God. But that would be good. That would be good now, actually. Can you imagine? Can you imagine now, actually? The episode, I have it written down somewhere. Let's see. Well, I'm not gonna find it now. But the episode when Andor comes out, the same time that Bad Batch comes out, and then that episode is the episode that like Cassian finds out about the path, and then bam, Bad Batch comes out, and as you're like transporting Gungi, right? Or Gungi, whatever.
Or something.
Gungi sounds better. Gungi sounds better.
Gungi.
Gungi sounds
Gungi.
better. Yeah.
You
And
heard
then
it
like
here
transporting
first, it's
Gungi.
Gungi.
You heard it here first, folks. Screw what Lucasfilm says.
It's
Screw
Gungi.
what the characters of the show say. It's not Gungi, it's Gungi. It's cuter, okay? It's cuter. We're not mispronouncing it. We're
It's because like,
repurposing it.
if you want to say Gungi, like what's the other one?
Gungi.
Gungi.
It's like it sounds like
You-
gung.
You need a U between the like Gungi, so you can.
Or you could argue the other way that if it's Gungi, you need two O's because that's English is messed up. English doesn't make sense.
Gungu.
You could do anything you want with English because the rules don't matter. Just like the Supreme Court, nothing matters. That's how the English. Oh, you liked that one, didn't you? That was good, huh?
Yeah.
Come on, I'll pat myself. That's thanks to the Medallion, by the way. Gave me all those good ideas.
Claro.
But yeah, so Bad Batch comes out immediately after like Andor reveals like the path, and then Bad Batch are doing the path by taking Gungi out to like a safety or something. That would be that's the type of synergy I'd be okay with. So what other Jedi would we expect to see if they keep doing? Do we want to see Jedi in Andor? So I know we mentioned Ahsoka because of the Fulcrum connection.
Yeah.
But do we actually want to see something like that, or do we want to kind of keep that? Well,
technically, Ahsoka is no longer a Jedi.
Touche. It's flimsy, but we're gonna go with it.
I don't know. I like, especially in Andor, I really like the non-Jedi side of it. Like, we are supposed to be powerless. The very powerful lost us, the Republic. Now we, powerless, are building a system, within the Empire to take it down. So I don't really want to see Jedi in Andor, at least. We might get Jedi in Bad Batch because we already know Ahsoka could show up too, which I'm okay with seeing like animated Ahsoka back, because that is
Ashley,
the best version.
We love Ashley Eckstein, so
yeah. What I really want from Bad Batch, and I don't know what's gonna happen because we're wrong all the time, I really want Omega to meet Boba. That's what I want.
It has to happen. It has to happen. Yep. It has to. There's maybe not this season, but it needs to happen.
He was already referenced as like he was the Alpha and the Omega, and somehow together. I just want them to meet. They're counterparts, like, but reversals of each other, obviously. So I think that would be really interesting to see how that works. We'll see.
What about you, Mo?
I don't think I want to see Jedis in Andor. I think it's like it's been established like by the time of New Hope that Jedis are like a legend at this moment.
Right.
Yeah.
So there has to be like most of what the rebellion did was without Jedis. Like why? Like let's give kudos to where kudos is. That's where most of the rebellion came from. It wasn't from Jedi. It was
the powerless.
Very true.
The powerless. This is the daily everybody that felt the need of freedom and everybody that was thumbed down by the Empire. So let's focus more on that and like how the Empire is really affecting like people and why that sparks the rebellion.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, here comes like a shiny new lightsaber. So
well, unless it's
Gungi. that all bets are off. Like
exactly. So like okay. Exceptions must be made.
Exceptions must be made. But yeah, and then for Bad Batch, I don't want to speculate too much because but I think it's now like whatever this season is gonna be about. They already found their family. Now it's about finding their purpose as a family, which might be the pact. So
that's good. I like that. So we probably will see Captain Rex in Bad Batch because I mean, did we see him on the trailer? I actually don't remember. Maybe he was in the trailer. There's so much D. Bradley Baker in the Bad Batch that's just like maybe he was there. And I just didn't notice because he plays everybody. But Ahsoka's a possibility, obviously. I mean, Gungi's
both, Ahsoka's
Gungi's there. But if you had to choose between Ahsoka and Quinlan Vos, who would you choose for Bad Batch?
Quinlan Vos.
No, Gungi we know it's in the show, but like Jedi that we don't know.
Still Gungi.
Okay, I accept your answer.
Quinlan Vos.
Quinlan Vos. I agree. I agree. We're getting a lot of Ahsoka. I think it's okay if she sits a couple of shows out. But yeah, like I'm really looking forward to like all of these shows. It's gonna be so much fun, so much speculation. It's gonna be a lot of work. But that's a first world problem. It's like it's work for us because we decided to do this. But it's gonna pay off because we're gonna have so many wonderful conversations with so many wonderful people. So that is to say that obviously if you're listening when Andor and Bad Batch come out, we will be doing episode reviews as we have done for Mando, Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan. And as we have been doing in the past, we will also be having a guest join us for all of these review episodes. So it's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to be talking to old friends. We're going to be talking to new friends. It's going to be a smorgasbord, as I said. It's going to be a buffet of people coming in
So
to
much
give us their
Star
unique
Wars.
perspectives.
It's so good.
And it's, oh my God, it's gonna be fun. So make sure to stay tuned to Try It Out the Force as we traverse this journey along all of you of Cassian Andor and the I was gonna say the Book of Boba Fett and the Bad Batch and the Bad Batch with all of our guests and new friends and old friends that are gonna be coming and joining us, because it's gonna be a wild ride, especially because all of our speculation is going to be wrong. So please stay tuned.
We're always wrong.
See us
wrong
fail.
so often.
See us fail, but see us fail in a joyful way, because we speculate responsibly and with no expectations of being taken seriously. So it's all about the storytelling. Yeah.
I honestly think it's more fun to be surprised than to be proven 100%. Right. Honestly. So
because if you're proven right, your reaction if you're proven right is like, it's I called it. It's like, okay, well, did you have fun just calling it as opposed to being like, oh shit, that blew my mind. I'd rather have my mind blown by something I didn't know I expected or something I didn't know I wanted. So that's little Leia, hashtag little queen.
Glorious. So glorious. Well, anyway, I think we're done for today, right? We speculated responsibly.
Had some fun. Asked for a sponsorship.
Drank some medalla. But yeah, we have a lot of good stuff coming our way, so we can't be anything but excited, and I hope you will join us on the ride as we go forward. So we are Triad of the Force. You can find us anywhere that podcasts can be found. Just search Triad of the Force and you will find us. We have t-shirts too. Check them out. Until next time, we love you. May the Force be with you.